Hi guys, I'm so excited to be kicking off 2024 with the first voiceover for a YouTube video. So you guys go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you are not already part of this DIY community. But anyways, I am so excited to share this project with you guys. We are going to be talking about everything foam board today. Okay, so this is an in-depth tutorial of the Dollartree foam boards. You can also get these at other places, but these are amazing projects that you can get done with these foam boards, and I'm going to be sharing with you how I was able to do them from A to Z. So go ahead, sit back and relax, and I will go ahead and tell you everything that you're going to need for all of these projects. Okay, so if you've been here before, you know that I love sketching out all of the projects that I do. So this definitely helps me visualize exactly what I want to do. So for this first project, I'm going to be doing a birthday shadow box. I've been seeing these on Pinterest a lot, and I just really wanted to create my own. So these foam boards come in handy for birthday parties and any event that you are having. So this DIY is definitely something that I wanted to do for a birthday that I had coming up. And I just made sure to sketch out all of the designs and functionalities that I know that I was going to have to include in that. So as you guys are going to see here, I'm just drawing out the shape of what I'm going to need. So I just made sure to draw all of the materials. For example, I just wrote in like the amount of materials that I was going to need, and just super simple stuff, nothing too complicated. I would suggest that you guys do this also when you are tackling DIY projects, but this is basically what I do on a regular basis when I have to get something done, and it has a lot of different steps and if it's complicated. So I'm going to go ahead here and pull out my foam board here from Dollar Tree, like I said, and I'm going to get started with just getting the board ready and measuring out all the parts that I'm going to need. Okay, so for this project, I'm going to use the full length of the foam board itself as the size of my birthday sign box. So I'm going to actually leave it the way it is. but I'm going to make sure to measure out a window so that I can cut out a rectangle. I just went around and started playing around with the adjustments. I started off with a couple measurements, but then I didn't like the way it looked. So I just kept going with either sizing down or continuing to make it look the way that I wanted it to. One thing that I do love about these foam boards is that it is super easy to fix any simple mistake. If you just use a light pencil, you can just erase it and go off of that. So these are great for projects. But anyway, so as you guys can see here, I'm just using my ruler to make sure that everything comes out the way that I want it to. These foam boards are very beginner friendly, so it is definitely an easy material to work with. Okay, so after cutting the first panel of the foam board, I just went ahead and went and grabbed some more foam board. So I'm going to be using this piece to cut out some strips, as you guys will be able to see. But I am happy with how the first panel came along. So let's go ahead and cut out the borders and sides for this happy birthday box. Okay, so I almost forgot to tell you guys that an X-Acto knife is going to be the best tool to use for your foam boards. So this is going to be able to cut through the foam like butter. But I do know that Amazon has a few options, and I can look for those for you guys and link them down in the description box. If I forget, go ahead and comment down below and let me know if you need a specific link for it. But definitely this is what's going to make this project a lot easier for you. So what I'm doing here right now is just measuring the foam so that I can make sure that my strips are able to fit the side of my project. So I'm just using a ruler to be able to measure out what I need and ensure that everything comes out looking as professional as possible. Definitely go ahead and consider subscribing if you're not subscribed yet to the channel. I definitely love sharing these projects with you guys. And for the new year, I definitely have a lot of different projects and goals to want to reach for this channel. So go ahead and support it with as much likes, thumbs up, shares. Go ahead and interact in the comment section. That definitely helps the channel grow. So I am really appreciative of you guys. Keep on watching, and this project is coming along just great. Okay, so a few other tips about working with foam board is that hot glue is going to be your best friend also, as well as an X-Acto knife. So the hot glue is going to just bond these pieces together, and you are going to get the best result out of that. So go ahead and use a hot glue gun for all of your foam projects. So it's definitely very helpful. It helps it stick together. I've never had any project fall apart on me. This is a tried and true method to be able to get the best result with your projects. So definitely here you guys can see me gluing the sides together and trying to get this 3D box in shape. So I'm just going to keep repeating gluing the sides here and making sure that everything is nice and straight. Even if the foam board is bent a little bit, do not worry about that. You can switch out pieces or go ahead and just kind of like fold it into the direction that you want it to. But yeah, so go ahead and make some adjustments. Okay, so off camera, I went and added the back of the foam board. So you guys, these measurements can be adjusted to what you need your birthday sign to be. So don't go exactly off of what I did. You can go ahead and just adjust that to whatever size you need. But after doing this portion, I'm going to jump into using my Cricut machine to add a happy birthday message on there. So I'm just going to be using some Dollartree paper to be able to cut out some little butterflies, but you can go ahead and design this box with whatever design you would like. So I'm just going to use my Cricut to be able to get that done, and we are almost halfway through this project. This type of paper is a shimmery cardstock, which is super easy to use. As you guys saw, I used some tape at the top of it to hold it down in my Cricut machine. But I just had these butterfly silhouettes, and I wanted to add that detail to the box. And I thought that this was a very cute and dainty idea to add to it. So if you guys have any kids' birthday parties or any other type of event that you guys want to make a sign for, I know that people use these boxes for weddings and different things like that. So go ahead and add some details that you think would match that. But I absolutely love the detail of these butterflies on there. So then next, I'm going to be showing you guys how I was able to do some lettering on there using some shimmer gray vinyl paper. So this was super easy to do, and as you guys are going to be able to see, I showed you a little bit of what the box was looking like so far. And yeah, so I was really proud of what the box looked like. So I'm gonna prep that and get everything ready so that I can add the lettering to the box. But the details of this box are really nice. I love the concept of it. So you guys, I hope that you can make your own. If you have any questions, go ahead and put them down below, and I will do my best to answer your questions. But go ahead and keep on watching, and I will show you guys some more details for this project. For this project, I ended up using a silver vinyl. This was the best option that I thought would look really good on the box. I like how it is this chrome color. So as you guys will see here, I am trying to find the placement for this birthday sign. So I just ended up using my transfer tape to be able to transfer that onto the box, and it worked out really nicely. So I was just trying to figure out how to line up the letters and where I wanted that to be placed. But either way, I ended up just using the rest of the vinyl that I had to write down happy birthday. And this worked out really nicely. So I love how this project is turning out so far. Keep on watching. I hope that you guys are not disappointed. I'm super happy that you guys are still this far along with me, if you are still here. I am really appreciative of everyone who is here on this platform with me, going along this journey of learning how to craft. So, then you guys are going to see me adding the details to the rest of the box. So keep on enjoying this video. Go ahead and don't forget to give it a like and thumbs up, and share it with your other crafter friends as well. So keep on watching, and I'll show you guys all of the details of this beautiful birthday box. Okay, you guys. So, yes, this is a compilation of different foam board projects. So, let's go ahead and continue with that. So, this project right here that I ended up making was with a black foam board from the dollar store. And it definitely was something that I created on my own. I just wanted to create something that I could add as a centerpiece to a birthday party. Once again, sticking to the same theme, I went ahead and marked up all of the pieces that I was going to need. So basically, I wanted to create this like foam box idea as a centerpiece and fill it with some like Christmas ornaments and just kind of like set it in the center of the table with the cake. And so, as you guys will see, I just ended up going with a chrome look for it. So, go ahead and watch the details of this project. Everything that I use is similar to the previous project. So, go ahead and let's see how that goes. Okay, so as you guys saw for this project, I wasn't able to give you any information really. This was because I was just creating this on a whim. So I was just creating it based on like what height I wanted to have it be. And also, I was just kind of creating it as a centerpiece for the table. So I had a plate in the center of it to kind of keep track of like what size I was making it. But other than that, it was just basically creating a box. I'm going to be adding some plastics to the outside of it. But over here, as you guys will be able to see, I'm using a sponge and glue method. This is the best way for me to cover this black foam with some silver wrapping paper. You don't have to do the wrapping paper step. I just kind of added that as like my own personal little touch. It does leave some like bubbles and like wrinkles, but I like the look of it, and I ended up just following that for the rest of the project. So there's definitely a lot more to come ahead. But I like using the black foam for a lot of the projects that I do. This is very helpful when you're trying to make a project that you don't want to paint the foam. So I think this is great that they have like multiple different color options. So definitely go ahead and check out your local stores for these foam boards because they are such an easy way to create crafting for this new year. So if you have, like I said, birthday parties or anything like that that you need to get done, you need any type of props or anything like that, these foam boards are very versatile and you will be able to get a lot of different projects with them. So definitely keep on watching. I will show you guys a lot more details to come with this project. But again, like I said, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. There are so many great projects that are being shared here on this channel, and you do not want to miss that. So go ahead and subscribe, share this with your family and friends and other people who also love crafting, and keep on watching, and I will talk to you guys in a little bit. Everybody, so welcome back to the channel. I'm going to be sharing with you guys how I was able to do these marquee numbers. I needed these marquee numbers for a family member birthday party, so I had to come up with a way to make these large numbers, and I'm going to show you how I was able to do that. But first, do make sure that you're subscribed and you hit the notification bell so that you can be notified every time that I post a brand new video. But anyways, let's get started with the project. This was sort of a big project for me because I've never done the marquise numbers before, but I just made sure to do my research and see how I could put this together myself. So there are definitely two things that you're going to need that are really important for this project. The very first one, obviously, is a template. You can go on Etsy and find a template, or you can also look up on YouTube how to print large numbers, and it'll show you how to do it on your own personal computer. Check out Etsy though, they have so many great templates for you to follow. So I just made sure to print out the template on printer paper. As you can see here, I was just cutting off the borders and the edges and adding some tape to the back of them so that I can start putting it together and tracing it. So the project materials, as you've seen in the intro, are available for you guys, so definitely take a screenshot of that to see what project materials you're going to need. But for this one, I'm just going to continue putting everything together just like a puzzle piece. The templates make it so easy for you to just print it out and have access to that, so I'm just going to jump over to cutting it and trimming it out and tracing it onto my foam board. So keep on watching. The second most important thing that you want to do with these marquee letters is to make sure that you cut out your template properly. So you just want to make sure that you have a sharp pair of scissors and just go along the sides and make sure that you're not cutting any of the template so that you don't have any jagged lines for when you're tracing it out. So yeah, just make sure that you are following the guide pretty well. This is why having a good template is very, very important. So I'm just going to continue cutting out my template and jump right into making the tracing it out on the foam board. So before I trace out my template, I'm going to just use a ruler and my X-Acto knife to just cut the bottom of the 5 just to make sure that it sits flat, because this is something that's going to have to stand on its own. So you're going to just, if your template doesn't have the line where, you know, your number can sit flat, then you can go ahead and cut this part out yourself. But if your template is not like this, then don't worry about this part. Okay, so because I'm using the foam boards from Dollar Tree, they are slightly smaller than my numbers, so I'm going to have to compensate and add some more strips at the bottom of the foam board so that it can work. So if you guys run into this problem, just make sure that you're able to add some more foam to it, or if you go somewhere else like another store, maybe like Michael's They might have boards that are bigger that you can use for your numbers. So this is why I'm not giving you guys exact measurements, because my number was slightly bigger than I wanted it to. So just make sure that when you do print out your number, you measure and make sure that you have the right size foam board to add to that. Okay, so let's continue with the rest of the project, you guys. This part here is going to be the edges of the numbers, and you guys, this takes a little bit of technique, but once you know what to do, it is super easy. So what you're going to do is make sure you know what height you want your edges to be, and well, like your borders rather. Once you figure out the height that you want the borders to be, you're going to start scoring them with your knife. So scoring is actually a technique where you start to split the foam board, but you don't go all the way through so that you don't cut the entire thing. So you just kind of go halfway through the board with your knife. So this part is pretty repetitive, so I just made sure to use my ruler to go in between to use as like a measurement. So I just used the width of my ruler to measure that out. So you guys, you just want to keep repeating this over and over again, and basically you just want your borders to be able to fold so that you can do the corners. Because I am making a big number 5, it has a lot of curvy parts to it, so you want these pieces to be able to bend with your numbers. So if you have numbers with straight edges, you don't have to do this part, which is honestly a blessing, because having to do this part is a little bit tedious, but it's definitely not impossible. So keep going, and you guys will see how this will come out. Okay, so once you finish counting up how many curvy parts your border needs, you're going to make sure that they fit. So one problem that I ran into here is that my border did not fit. So I tried to score it a little bit more, but what you're going to want to do is just go along with adjusting and sizing how long your borders are going to have to be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and score this piece again, and then what I ended up doing was I just added another strip to the border so that it can complete it, and you're just gonna follow this up by attaching it all with tape. I'm using the masking tape just because that's easier and it doesn't rip off the paper, but with scoring you want to make sure that you're not pointing your knife directly down. You want to kind of have it horizontally and just glide it through the foam. So that's a little tip for you guys if you're having trouble with scoring your foam. But just make sure that you're adjusting as well as you can with these borders, because it's going to take you a little while just to figure out how to size them properly. So I just went back in with my ruler and made sure that everything can fit properly, and we're just going to install this. So thank you guys so much for your patience with me. I'm trying my best to be as clear as possible, but if you do have any questions, leave them down in the comments down below and I will try my best to answer them. This was my first time doing this, so there may be some questions that you'll have to look up, but I will do the best that I can so that I can explain this to you guys from my own personal experience. But thank you guys so much for watching. Keep watching and I'll show you guys some more tips and tricks that you can do for your marquee numbers. Okay, so to add the finishing touches to the marquee numbers, you're gonna add hot glue to all of the edges. This is how all the borders are gonna stay intact, and then you're gonna make sure to remove all of the tape that is holding that once all of that is dry. But I just jumped right into making the stand in the meantime while mine was drying, to make sure that the marquee number wasn't going to fall over. So you're going to make sure that you use a ruler to make a triangular shape. What you want to create basically is a 90-degree angle triangle that's going to be able to support the back of the marquee number. You can make it as tall as you want as long as you have space in the back of your number. Don't use any material that is flimsy, or else your marquee number is going to want to tip over. Once you add your lights and everything, it's definitely, you're going to need something to support the back. So this step is very, very important. Just make sure that you make your stand. I have seen other people make stands in a different way, but I do like this triangular method. Just make sure that it is at a 90-degree angle, like I said before, so that you can have a marquee number that's going to be nice and stable. I just wanted to tell you guys, number one, that it's easier when you're doing marquee numbers to work from the inside pieces first and then do the outside. If you start on the outside, it'll be awkward for your arms to kind of reach over and have to put everything together. So yeah, that is tip number one. Tip number two, I would suggest that you guys make sure that you have the proper amount of materials to work on this project. So for me, in the project materials, I did put down that I use 4 foam boards, but that was kind of pushing it a little bit. Do make sure that you have some excess pieces so that if you do mess up, it's not like a big deal. For me, I took my time and made sure that I was precise in cutting everything so that I didn't need any other materials. So just make sure that you have the proper materials. So tip number one is to work from the inside out, and then tip number two is to make sure that you have proper materials. I would say tip number three is to make sure that you allot a good amount of time for this project. This one took me about 2 days, but I was busy with some other projects, so that's probably why. But it does take a good amount of time to get this project right. So instead of, doing this last minute, try and have an allotted time so that you can actually properly get this done. Tip number 4, I would say it's easier to trace like your numbers once you have everything cut out perfectly. So like for my number 5, it fits exactly the same as the other one, so that I didn't have any problems, having to reshape it or resize it. So once you have a really good template, this helps really, it helps you get a lot done. So tip number 4, have good templates, so that you don't have to run into any other additional problems. But anyways, so that is all for the tips that I have today. Just 4 tips. I think that this project turned out really great. I hope that you guys will give it a try. I did post this on my TikTok and on my Instagram, so do make sure that you follow me on my socials so that you don't miss out on anything else that I end up doing. So yeah, I'm really grateful for you guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching this project as much as I enjoyed doing it. So yeah, definitely stay tuned. I will be posting another video on how I decorate it. And I think this project was definitely one of the great ones to start the new year. So I'm really proud of this one. So let's keep going. Do make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Hi guys, Lynn here with another video. This is going to be the part 2 version of the marquee numbers. So if you haven't seen part 1, I've posted it on my channel, and you can go ahead and check out how I did the details of this project, how I put together the foam and everything like that. So go ahead and check that out before you check out this video. I am going to show you how I was able to do a hack using some Dollar Tree lights to decorate this project. So let's get started with that. I had to figure out a way to add lights to these marquee numbers. I didn't have time to order anything from Amazon, so these lights were the best option for me. I've seen people use puck lights at Dollar Tree to attach to them, but when I went to my Dollar Tree to look for them, they didn't have any. So they were only in stock in these lamps, and honestly, I'm kind of glad they were, because these lamps came out so beautifully on the marquee numbers. So this is exactly what I'm going to be showing you guys for today. So I'm using these lamps, and they are actually super bright. You would be surprised at how much these things can shine. As you guys can see here, I'm trying to show you guys how they look in the dark. They just make a really big statement piece, although we won't be using the marquee numbers to take photos in complete darkness, but they do shine very bright. So that's exactly what I'm going to be using here. So I did just jump into adding my marquee numbers. I laid them on to the foam to make sure I knew exactly where I wanted to place them. I just made sure to take out any of the plastic in the back. And I also had to take out this little wire piece that was there to have these, like, to hang the lights. So you want to take out those wire pieces. Honestly, maybe you could have kept them on, but I found it easier to just take them out. So that's what I did. And then once I had them, I just made sure to push them down and twist them onto the foam. So once you push down the hanging lights, it creates this little ring circle exactly where you need to cut. So I'm just using my X-Acto knife to go in and add the lights to the marquee numbers. So all you're going to see me doing here is removing the little rings from it and prepping them to be able to cut the foam. Okay, so once you're done adding your lights to the marquee numbers, this is what it's going to look like. I really love how bright and professional this project turned out. I loved that these numbers just gave it just like this big bold statement with the gold rim around it. So you guys should definitely try out this hack. I ended up using a total of 14 lights for these numbers, but you guys can definitely add as many as you want to, but this is what I felt like fit perfectly for this project. And then also I love these lights because I was able to access them in the back. So this was really helpful because I could turn them on and off using the back switch. So this was really good for this project. So I just jumped right into doing the second number because I did do two numbers. It's the number 55, and this is how it turned out. I went ahead and decorated the numbers, and yeah, so definitely it turned out great. Everybody loved it. So I hope that you guys will give this a try yourself. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Lynn here with a brand new video. I wanted to show you a quick and easy DIY decoration that you can do for Valentine's Day. I will link down below everything that you need to do that. So follow along with today's tutorial and I will show you just how to do it. In this video, I will be making 2 heart shapes. You can decide to do one if you would like. You can make as many as you want, but you just want to trace out as many heart shapes as you want to do. So I'm going to cut it out of my foam board here that I have with an X-Acto knife, and I'm going to follow along with making the borders of them. You want to make sure that you make the borders the same size and continue to follow along. Once you've cut out your strips, you're going to make sure that you do this little technique called scoring. It is something that I've talked about on the channel previously with my marquee numbers. If you haven't seen that video, definitely go ahead and check it out. It's very informational. I went into all of the details that you need to know how to make pop-up foam marquees. So this is the exact same technique that I'm going to use here. I'm just going to take my ruler and measure out its width to score into the foam board. So what you want to do when you score is take the edge of your X-Acto knife and just gently glide it through the foam board so that you don't go through the entire board. This is going to ensure that you have a bendable border for whatever you're trying to frame if it has any curved edges, which both of these hearts do. So just keep on watching and you will see how I am making this. If you have any other questions, do ask them in the comments down below.